Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your game by subscribing to our channel so you never miss our daily content. For exclusive access to our premium betting picks, join our Patreon. Find the link in the comments section below. Stay ahead with High Stakes. Las Vegas Raiders versus Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens are the better bet for this game for a myriad of reasons. The most obvious one is the fact that the Ravens are significantly the better team despite the team losing some key players. Baltimore also has the rest advantage as they played on Thursday night compared to the Las Vegas Raiders playing on Sunday. With this also being a home opener for the Ravens and wanting to get running back Derrick Henry more involved in the offense, expect the team to really get going and dominate here. Las Vegas was not able to really muster up much offense against an okay Chargers defense, and the Ravens are leagues better. All in all, go with the Baltimore Ravens to cover the spread. The under is the only play that we should consider for the total, as the clock is going to keep ticking. While we likely will not see Lamar Jackson carry the ball 16 times in this game, the Ravens are going to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry and keep the clock ticking while extending drives. Davante Adams had a quiet start to the season for the Raiders in terms of production and is going to be the main factor for Baltimore to slow down in this game. Expect these offenses to kick field goals and not be able to get into the end zone much, so take under 41.5 total points to be scored here. Los Angeles Chargers versus Carolina Panthers. The Chargers started the season with a win, showcasing a robust running game led by J.K. Dobbins, which could keep the Panthers' struggling defense on their toes. Justin Herbert, despite a modest performance in Week 1, has shown in previous seasons he can lead the team to victories with both his arm and legs. LA's defense was stout against the Raiders, which bodes well for containing Bryce Young, who had a nightmarish start to his sophomore season with 2 interceptions and a completion rate of just over 43%, 17-30. If the Chargers can maintain this defensive pressure, they'll keep the Panthers scoring low. There's a noticeable trend where the public might be underestimating the Chargers due to their road game and the early start time, which could inflate the value of betting on them. The line movement from -6.5 to -5.5 suggests money coming in on the Chargers, indicating sharp bettors see value in this spread. The Chargers are favored for a reason. Given the Panthers' performance in Week 1, even if they improve, covering a 5-point spread against a team with the Chargers' offensive capabilities seems challenging. Jim Harbaugh's history suggests an offensive approach that, while balanced, often leans on the quarterback's strengths. His schemes typically involve play action, which could be particularly effective against a Panthers defense that allowed Derek Carr to walk up and down the field last week. Carolina's defense allowed 47 points, and Herbert with Harbaugh seems a bit more daunting than Dennis Allen leading Carr. Some bettors might see value in the over due to the low totals set for this game compared to typical NFL totals. The logic here is that even if the game isn't a shootout, reaching 40 points against the Panthers isn't an insurmountable task for LA with their new offensive capabilities, especially if special teams or defensive scores come into play against a terrible Carolina offense. New Orleans Saints versus Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys' offensive and defensive statistics paint a mixed picture this season. On offense, their ground game has been moderately effective, with the team averaging 25.0 rushes per game for 102.0 yards, placing them 17th and 20th in those categories, respectively. They average 4.1 yards per rush attempt, ranking 18th, and score about 1.0 rushing touchdowns per game, tied for 10th. Despite a preference for passing, with 32.0 pass attempts per game leading to 163.0 yards, ranking 10th and 18th, respectively, their air attack struggles with a 59.38% completion rate, placing 23rd, and a low 5.1 yards per pass attempt, ranking 24th. Defensively, the Cowboys face opponents who rush just 19.0 times per game, ranking the team second in limiting rush attempts, yet allowing 93.0 rush yards per game, placing 11th. However, opponents favor passing against them, with a league-high 72.86% pass play percentage. Despite this, the Cowboys have held opponents to a 53.33% completion rate, sixth best, and just 3.0 yards per pass attempt, ranking second, indicating a strong pass defense. The Dallas Cowboys successfully covered the point spread in their season opener, and reflecting on their performance since the 2023 season, including the 2024 opener, they have covered in 11 of their last 20 games. At home, starting from the 2023 season, they have covered the spread in 6 of their last 9 games. After a win, their record against the spread is 6-6. Importantly, when playing as the favorite, they hold a strong ATS record of 11-4 across the 2023 and 2024 seasons. Given these trends, the Cowboys are well positioned to cover the betting line in their home opener against the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints have heavily relied on their potent rushing attack this season, executing rush plays 59.68% of the time, which ranks them third in the league. They average 37.0 rushes per game, resulting in 180.0 yards and 2.0 touchdowns, placing them 6th, 3rd, and 2nd in these categories, respectively, with their 4.9 yards per rush ranking 10th. Despite a lower pass play percentage of 40.32%, 30th in the league, the Saints excel in passing efficiency, boasting a 79.17% completion rate, the second best, and averaging 8.3 yards per pass, ranking 7th. They throw 24.0 passes per game, accumulating 199.0 passing yards on average, placing them 25th in attempts but 14th in yards. Defensively, the Saints have been formidable, with opponents running only 36.36% of the time, ranking 7th. They allow a league-best 2.9 yards per rush and just 58.0 rushing yards per game. In the air, even though opponents pass 63.64% of the time, 26th in frequency, the Saints hold them to a league-best 41.94% completion rate. They concede 4.4 yards per pass attempt, ranking 6th, and with opponents averaging 31.0 passes per game, the Saints allow only 135.0 passing yards per game, also ranking 6th. Since 2023, the Dallas Cowboys have experienced a trend toward high-scoring games, with 12 of their last 20 games finishing over the posted total, including their 2023 season opener. At home during the same period, 6 out of 9 games have also exceeded the posted total. Following a win, 9 out of 12 games have gone over. Meanwhile, the New Orleans Saints have seen 7 of their 18 games since 2023 surpass the total, with 3 out of 9 road games also going over. Their 2024 opener against Carolina ended over the total as well. Given these patterns, the upcoming matchup between the Cowboys and the Saints is shaping up to be a high-scoring affair. Bettors might find it advantageous to consider the over for this significant NFL matchup. New York Giants versus Washington Commanders. This is an intriguing matchup of rivals who underachieved maybe even more than expected in their season debuts. This will be Daniel's first chance to wow the home crowd, and he may get a better opportunity to sling it this time as well, given how much time Mayfield was able to get in the pocket versus the Giants' defense. Regardless, the Commanders' QB showed in Week 1 that he is going to take off at the first opportunity, and he isn't often wrong, picking up big gains when he runs. New York's defense is going to have fits with the athletic rookie. They could also be in even more trouble on the offensive end with Neighbors and Slayton popping up on the injured list. Jones was dreadful enough last week, but the Giants fans may have to endure another rough week before major changes are made. Washington has won their last 2 home openers. Take the Commanders to cover. Between the two teams, they had a combined 26 points on the offensive end in the opener. The Giants were only able to muster 2 field goals in their loss. They also do not have the pieces in place to adjust too much to what they're already trying to do. It will take a monumental turnaround from Jones to push this team in the right direction, and he seemed rattled after last week's loss, so don't expect it here. On the other side, Daniels is still very much a rookie, though an exciting one. He will be prone to making mistakes, which could snuff drives for the Commanders. They are also still very much trying to bring this offense together, with many new, moving parts. The under went 3-1-1 in the last 5 games between these teams. Take the under.